Okay, good evening to everyone. I hope that you're doing very well. Please let me know if you can hear me properly. Okay, thank you so much. As you can see, this is chapter 6, our sixth chapter. Before starting class, I want one more time remind you that week 8 is the due date for your assignment. So please be on time and do not miss the deadline for not having any penalty in terms of assessment. I hope that all of the groups are going to be on time. So I hope that as you know, the due date is week 8. All of the group leaders are going to send me the work exactly on that week, and then I can start doing assessment and so on. So thank you, everybody. Let's start the class today. As you can see here, today our chapter is consumer behavior. So the objectives today are going to be general statistic about the internet population. We'll talk about what's going on all around the world in terms of internet usage and so on, the internet exchange process, and the technological, social, cultural, and legal context in which consumers participate in this process will be discussed as well. We will outline the broad individual characteristics and consumer resources that consumers bring to the online exchange, how it can influence online exchange, and everything will be discussed. Highlight the 4 main categories of outcomes that consumers seek from online exchange. Again, 4 main categories that basically consumers looking for to satisfy or fulfill when he or she comes to online media. What are those? We are going to highlight them and discuss them all. So let's start as usual our internet marketing or electronic marketing with a case study. We are going to talk about Hanover story. Hanover directs 4 million customers buy through 12 different catalog and websites. As you can see, it's an online company that have almost 4 million consumers through 12 different catalogs and websites. 99% of the telephone customers complete an order. Usually, if they call, 99% usually they get to order. Only 2% of all online visitors buy during a visit. See, by the way, that 99% that those that they're calling, they're buying, but when it comes to internet, just 2% of those that they're visiting the website, they make order. Consumer. No, it's Mr. Arif is asking the exact date is end of week 8. No, exactly the same day that in week 8 you're supposed to basically have the class with me. You're supposed to send to me. I'm supposed to receive it the same day exactly. Okay. So if you have leadership on leadership day, internet marketing on internet marketing day. Thank you. So yeah, I was explaining that what was going on in terms of the consumer research. Several reasons for that how many of them they're doing. Consumer research revealed several reasons for shopping cart abandonment. Usually they said if they don't buy online, the typical problem is first technical difficulties, whether they are not familiar with the website or how to order online, all of those things, or consumer indecision at final checkout page. It's difficult to make decisions when in final checkout page they're gonna make the final order. So these 2 are the main reason why just 2% out of the whole people that they come online, they're gonna end up buying things online. By monitoring online behavior, Hanover has achieved 33% improvement. What they've done, they try to see how they can improve their system in a way that they can end up having more purchase online. So it means they have to investigate what is going on about their customer. And then by basically studying that, they can do some amendments in a way that consumer behavior can be stimulated perfectly, and then they can make things happen. Have you ever abandoned an online shopping cart? Why or why not? Now I'm going to ask you if there is anybody here who is interested to talk about this, that he or she went through any website and he ended up not buying the purchase simply because there was a reason over there. Is there anybody here in the class who's going to share that with the rest of the class? Please raise your hand and I can see you and can give you that chance. You can even write in chat box if you have any idea. If not, doesn't matter. We can go further on and explain more. Okay, as I can see, there is nobody who's interested to talk about, but doesn't matter. We can go further. And I can ask you again, maybe this is at the beginning of the class, you're not warmed up yet. Consumers in the 21st century. Let's talk about consumer in 21st century more and see what's going on about them. The internet has grown faster than any other medium in the history, and simply because we are using internet for improvement of that. What happened about computer is happening to internet as well. Means by itself it can be used for improvement as an improvement tool. In 2004, 958 million people had access, representing 16% of the global population. Definitely this number is significantly more nowadays if we are talking about 2013, but you can see even in 2004 how significant the number was. And it simply shows how this medium is different from the rest of the media. Internet usage in developed nations has reached a critical mass, leading marketers to ask more questions about consumer behavior on the internet. Why nowadays marketers are interested to see what's going on, or marketeers are interested to know what's going on about consumer behavior? Simply because there is a very good opportunity. We have almost, now you can see in 2004, just around 1 billion people were using internet. It means opportunity. So if you want to be intelligent, if you want to be successful, and if you are intelligent, it's not about being intelligent or not. If you are intelligent, definitely as a wise marketeer, you have to come up with some basic way to study that consumer behavior online to get the maximum benefit out of that possibility. And this is what the marketeers, they were trying to get. The internet exchange process. Exchange refers to the act of obtaining a desired object by offering something in return. This is what is the meaning of exchange. Exchange doesn't necessarily happen online, but when we're going to talk about online exchange, definitely we have to basically add the spice of internet to that as well. So as you can see, the basic definition of exchange is the act of obtaining a desired object by offering something in return. The barter, which was the initial way of doing the exchange. At the beginning, humans started having the barter, then it started being changed, then humans started using other coins or other standard form of credit, then it went further on, and nowadays you can see the money in a way that it is nowadays is using nowadays credit card money or any online credit that you have and you want to go and do any purchase. So exchange occurs within a technological, social, cultural, and legal context. Usually, any exchange happens under the influence of technological, social, cultural, and legal context. Means what is really happening in India as an exchange is different from what is happening in Afghanistan, what is happening in China, what is happening in US. So you see, because basically technological aspects are different, social aspects are different, cultural aspects are different, as well as legal context. So exchanges are going to be different. Look at that figure in below. Technological, social, cultural, and legal contexts are actually mediator factors. Mediator factors means they can change the relationship or the influence of or the associations that they are there is in between independent variable and dependent variable. Okay, so individual characteristics and resources usually have the relationship with outcomes, connect, enjoy, learn, and trade, and these are going to happen during internet exchange. They are marketing stimuli as well as other environmental factors, as I just told you, technological, social, cultural, and legal context. Let's go further and see how we can see the impact of each of these environmental factors more. First, we're going to talk about technological context. Let's see what is happening in technology context. 35% of online Americans connect to internet using a broadband connection. This is again a statistics from around 2003, 2004. But definitely nowadays it's higher. Broadband is one source of connection to internet, as you know, that give this basically convenience to the user to have some flexibility in terms of being anywhere in the house or in the area that is covered by that broadband, and also give that chance of portable usage of internet all around the world. As you have this broadband connections, you can go anywhere. It depends on which system you're using, 3G or 4G or any other broadband systems that they are going to work through the different telecommunication mobile systems. Anyway, just 35% of those online American connects, they were 35. Again, nowadays it still definitely is more than that. The usage of fixed line and so on is lower, as they are more difficult, and sometimes maybe in office or your home, internet is going to be that way. But usually you want to have some additional flexible packages that broadband can give it to you. Broadband has increased by 20% in the past 2 years. It shows that how convenience can attract customers to use of to the more use of internet. The US is only the 10th largest broadband market. You see, this is not even the first one. It's the 10th largest broadband market. We have 9 other countries better than US in terms of using broadband. And broadband users exhibit different online behavior and those using mobile handheld devices or dial-up, simply because they are more technological oriented or technology oriented, so they have some other patterns of behavior from maybe those that they're using the, as you can see, handheld devices or dial-up, which is a very old generation of internet. Look at this diagram. You can see the basically chart. It's a more chart, and look at what is happening. You have broadband penetrations as well as different countries. How in different countries we have this broadband penetration, and you can see South Korea with the highest broadband penetration. It shows the rate was the highest. I mean, they started from whatever it was. It took like much lower than the rest to reach the maximum usage of broadband. 70.5% means that the growth of broadband in South Korea is the maximum. Hong Kong is the second. Taiwan, Canada, Singapore, Japan, Denmark, Belgium, Switzerland, United States. Something interesting here that I can explain for you is this. United States is the least one in this top 10, but it doesn't show that it's that country has the least, the less amount of broadband usage. That just simply shows that they started usage of broadband sooner, so there was less room for improvement. Because as you can see here, this is not broadband usage, this is broadband penetration, means how fast broadband is growing in that country. So if you have some basic fundamental or more improvement now, so for you there is the least amount of improvement to have in future. So if you can see, there are some highly developed countries that they are not in maybe top 5. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have the amount. They do have, but the growth is less. Let's talk about the next environmental factor, which is social and cultural context. Social and cultural context, trends have a huge effect on the online exchange. Where you are from and what society you belong to or what cultural patterns you have definitely has a significant role on how you're using internet or how you behave over the internet and how you purchase different things and how is your customer maturity. Information overload overwhelms consumers. You see, this is a fact. If you have more than enough information, it may cause you to have overwhelming. And that usually happens. That is a general rule. Time poverty creates multitasking and contributes to a stressful environment. You see, the lack of enough time usually is one of those elements that cause basically users or basically people that they're using, they're basically working every single day to have some kind of a stress and act like multitasking. But while they're taking care of one task, they're taking care of another task simultaneously as well. So that is another thing. This is going to be different in different countries. Time has different meaning in different countries simply because the sophistication and complication of normal affairs per day is different. If you look at a country which is, for example, highly developed, most probably it's people are going to be more in rush to do different things simply because life is more modernized, industrialized, and technology is going to play a significant role. Simply, people are going to be preoccupied with different things, and you may have this, other people in the same time in other developing countries simply because the system is not that much sophisticated. They have much more time. So again, that has different social impact and cultural impact. Home and work boundaries are dissolving. There was a time that you had home, there was a time when you had an absolute work. Nowadays, as far as internet came to the picture, there are lots of people ready to come back home, but still there are basically, Mr. Nuristani, please mute your, yes, thank you so much. There are lots of people when they come and basically they come still home. What is happening is they are still using their internet to be able to answer the emails or maybe sometimes doing their job online and so on. It shows that boundaries are going to be dissolved nowadays simply because there is an opportunity to do so. That time constraint is also there. Consumers seek convenience and have high expectations regarding customer services simply because there is a high competition. All of the suppliers, all of the retailers, all of the wholesalers, whether it's online or offline, they know if they want to be successful, they have to get the maximum satisfaction of customer. It means there is a good competition in terms of providing as much as possible different after-sales services. On the other side, customers also, they know this fact, so they know they have more bargaining power. So it means they are looking for more convenience and higher expectations, and it's quite understandable. Consumers cannot do without internet access online oxygen. Simply, online oxygen is the internet access. If nowadays we don't have, you see, you can simply look at it. If you're in a developed economy, a developed country, almost there are lots of things per day that you do through your usage of internet, like paying your bills online, purchasing your ticket online, doing your reservations online, checking, for example, even application for leave and your salary and pay slip, everything can be online, and simply it means that you're highly in touch with the internet. If for any reason you're gonna not have that internet access, definitely feel like there's something wrong. That's why we consider that as online, basically oxygen. So in continuous social and cultural context, Mr. Harun Sahab said e-governments. E-governments, yes, e-governments is one of the basically one of the consequences of having internet widespread usage of internet. in a society with well prepared infrastructure that gives this opportunity that e-government can happen. Okay, thank you for making that point. Social and cultural context, and continue with that. Self-service is required. The fact that there are so many things that can be done by you as user through internet, and that is quite giving you another type of convenience. Is also very sophisticated consumers know they are in control and have choices simply because the internet gives them that access. You see, as I just told you, you can simply be at your home, even on leave, simply go through your company website, doing some even work. On the other side, you can check your emails. You can respond to some of your maybe pending work job, even if you're not at your office and doing the thing. That gives you better, definitely, convenience and sophistication. Sophisticated consumer usually comes from the maturity level. If they've been using internet for a long time, they feel more comfortable using that, and they can take advantage of that even more. Privacy and data security are other pronouns, basically information. You see, as far as everything is online, the chance of fraud, the chance of cheating, the chance of any security fraud is there, and so people have to take care of that as well. This is another aspect and of using internet. Internet can be very dangerous as well, as far as it brings lots of convenience. It can create some dangerous situation as well. Simply by giving up your information, you may end up being hacked, or your account can be abused, or anything like that. So that is another aspect of internet. And social culture, different society, different aspects toward that. Online crime worries consumers as well. There are lots of basically cases that crimes could happen just simply because internet provided such a thing for that, for those criminals, simply by sending sometimes emails that asking for your basic information to your credit card fraud, security fraud, or internet banking fraud, or anything like that. And so that is another aspect of this internet usage from social and cultural point of view. So they're using online applications. Using online applications again are going to be helpful. Definitely, that is different aspects. Legal context. Let's talk about legal context. So far, we talk about cultural as well as you can see here, cultural, social, and technological. And now we're going to talk about legal one. So let's see what is the legal context. Legal factors were discussed in chapter 5 already, but now we're going to again have some review. Despite piracy laws, illegally used software bans. We have all of this, beside by the way that we have all of this piracy laws here and over there, still illegal use of software is happening. As I gave you some information previously, there were still a huge number of, for example, illegal download of different original songs or spreading of original works over the internet, and internet can make it even simply easier than anything else. In spite of the new CAN spam law, which is all about the number of unsolicited emails has increased. By the way, that you have all of these internet mail service providers having this spam law, and they know based on certain things, if more than certain number is going to be targeted by a sender, they're going to ask for lots of questions and so on. And still, you receive every day lots of emails that they're spam. They're all we call them junk email, and you can simply put them in your trash box. However, when the recording industry sued thousands of illegal music file downloaders, consumer behavior changed. In 2002, 37% of online customers shared music files. Only 23% shared files in 24. You can see when you have higher and better legal system that can help those original owners to trace those illegal users, if we give this chance to those authorities to chase better, and that definitely that can help to reduce this fraud and so on. Let's talk about individual characteristics and resources when it comes to internet as well. Individual characteristics affect internet usage. There is no doubt about that. The demographic, basically characteristics of human being is one of those basic individual characteristics. As you can see, age, income, education, ethnicity, and gender. How old you are, what is the level of your income, as well as your education level, which ethnicity you belong to, what gender you have, all can be important factors and determinants for you to use internet. Attitude toward technology, you have technophobia or not. Some people, it's difficult for them to get used to something new, so they will be the last type of people to use if they're forced. There are other people that they don't want anything come new, they're going to be the first person using that. So we have different type of consumers. So technology and attitude toward technology is going to be another basically factor. Online skill and experience. So the more you use online applications, online website, online, any type of online activities is going to give you more experience and higher maturity. Do you remember we were talking about customer maturity, which is coming from the number of your purchase online, the number of surfing per day, how long does it take for you to stay in different websites and searching and doing some basic studies. All of those things showing your different skill and experience level. That definitely impact the fact that you have different type of internet usage. Goal orientation. What type of goal you have when you go online? This is really important. Some people just go for online dating. Some people go for doing their daily affairs online. Some people go to do their job online. Some people, they have their job online. Some people, they have part of their job online. Like you see nowadays, all of us, we're going to have this internet connection. You are learning, and I'm teaching online. Maybe 10 years ago, it was not really viable to talk about such a class that different people from different locations are going to come up to an application being made by one of the famous companies like Cisco, like this WebEx I'm talking about. You can get the advantage of using that, as well as me having that opportunity to do so. So that is another aspect. Convenience or price orientation is the reality. You see, the more internet developed, the more convenient is going to be, and the price is going to be cheaper and better. Better services with a lower price, simply because infrastructure is developed, so it's much easier for suppliers to develop and provide services with lower prices. So they're going to have economy of scale. The more they sell, the more they provide services, and under the huge mass produced, they can get more benefit. Family life cycle as well. You know which level of family life cycle you are. You're whether just got married, you're not married, single, you're married, and then divorced, you're married with children, you're married without children, married, divorced with children, without children. They are all different, basically, type of family life cycle, and it can definitely impact how you're using internet and your internet usage. We have Mr. Mustafa Ghaffari. So how ethnicity can affect internet usage. Okay, if you want to come up with a very viable example, maybe let me think. For example, just imagine you're Indian and you're in a society like Malaysia. You see, in Malaysia, let me give you a nice explanation about Malaysian as far as I'm familiar and can help you. Malaysia has three different races. First is Malay. They are all rooted in Indonesia, and then they are Muslim. The second race is basically Chinese, and this ethnicity is almost 30%. So 57 to 60% are Malay, 30 something Chinese, and the last ethnicity is Indian. These three races, they have their own culture, their own definitely basically social and practices and so on. When it comes to demographic aspects, maybe it can be it can happen that, for example, Chinese community simply have more, for example, news spreading and so on through internet. So if it happened that all of them or some of them at the beginning started working on these online news channels, and then they spread it based on word of mouth, and they ask everybody if they want to get the latest news, they go through online website because maybe normal media cannot give them the right unbiased news. That can be one of the ways that, okay, most of the Chinese try to seek the news over the internet, while maybe Malay they don't do so. Okay, so this is how ethnicity can simply affect the internet usage, Mr. Rafael. Okay, it was just an example to tell you how it can work. Consumer resources for exchange as well. Usually for exchange, you have money, time, energy, and psychic cost. You see, all of these are going to be different resources that you use for any exchange. For any exchange, you cannot simply go and do it over with money. Time has to be spent, energy has to be spent. There's some psychological impact as well, what you feel about future and all of those things. So all of these impacts are different. All of these resources are going to be used in any exchange. Let's talk about the first type of cost that you're going to have, which is monetary or simply money. The internet exchange doesn't use cash or paper checks for online transactions simply because you are not in real life. You are in a virtual life. And so in virtual life, you have to have some basic virtual basically sources to be able to do so. Many forms of digital money or virtual money that you have is credit and debit card, as you know. Credit and debit cards, as you can use them offline, they can be simply used online as well, as far as you have to just fill up and sign up and fill up the information and application forms by giving your information and credit card numbers, as well as your important information that it's written on the debit card to make or credit card to make the purchase. Electronic checks through a third party such as PayPal. PayPal is another way of buying online things. We call them electronic checks because you buy these checks from PayPal, and PayPal make it possible for you to buy pay for different things. Most of the websites in the world have this PayPal choice. Like PayPal has this opportunity to do so. So PayPal, because of the services that they provide for you, they charge you as well. A third party, like PayPal. PayPal is the most common one. There are others as well. Smart cards or splash plastic. This is again different ways that you can have it online. Smart cards is another way of buying this. That these cards they have some credit inside. They are not credit card, but they have this basically credit inside, and you can use them to do any transaction. And other innovative forms are appearing in other countries as well. Some countries they just bring you the product, you buy it online, but you pay when you arrive at your home. You don't even need to pay online or anything like that. Mr. Ahmad Samid is saying that what is PayPal? As I told you, it's a third party that you go and provide you electronic checks. Means you buy credit from them, and through them you can buy. PayPal is a very basically trusted, well trusted, very recognized website in the world that helps you to do transactions, but then you have to pay them, and they charge you for the services that you have. Okay. Time cost. So you have to go to PayPal, register, create the username, password, sign up, and then through them, pay them, and then use them to. You don't really need to have credit card, debit card to be able to do that. You have to just make sure you get the money, you pay them, and they will do the same. The rest of the thing. The next cost that you want to have for any online exchange is time. Online attention is a desirable and a scarce commodity. The most important resource that is in the hand of human beings, whether it's online or offline, is one of the most important one is time. So as you can notice, the scarce. There's no way if you have the whole money in the world available in your hand, still you cannot buy any time which is already passed. Worldwide, the average user goes online 29 times per month, 49 minutes each time. This is how they came up with the statistics. Again, the information is not updated. It's about 2003, 2004. or simply you can see how much time now is significantly higher. You can simply see you are just now attending the class more than 1 hour or something, and you're just part of the society. It's a sample. Not everybody's going to have it. But if you have all of the countries that they have this worldwide, 29 times per month, almost every day per month, you go online, and at least almost 1 hour you're going to have this connection. So it shows how much internet is taking your time. That one of the most important commodity that you have, and simply because internet can provide you lots of other advantages, whether for entertainment, for business, for education, for research, anything like that. That's why people, they don't mind doing so. Some researchers believe that consumers pay more focused attention online as with other medias. Simply, it can be because of the interaction that can happen through internet that you may not have through other media. See, in internet, if you want to listen to something again, you can simply, if you want to ask and you want to search more, you can do that. But then you're listening to media. When you're listening to, you may not have that, basically, definitely you don't have that chance to, for example, pause something, except you have some devices, extra devices and so on. You may not search more while the news is going on or anything like that. That's why media by itself, this media is giving you that simple, simply highly interactive manner that can make you to spend more time over there. Hoffman and Novak are two famous researchers about online marketing, and they have done so many researches in online marketing, internet marketing mix, and so on. They apply the concepts of flow to online behavior. They've done so many researches on this. One of the famous researchers is they try to create and define internet marketing mix, and what is the difference between that with the normal marketing mix, and so on. So if you go through online marketing researchers, you can see their names very often and frequently, simply because they are one of those pioneer or as the collaboration between these two. Global usage, you can see between 2002 to 2004, we had, this is how the global usage was. Number of session visits for the month, April 2002, for example. 18. This is again average worldwide. Number of domains visited, 48, 18. You can see web. June 2004, you can see it's simply more. And the difference is just 2 months. 22 months. Which is, you can see May, and then 2 years later. In more than 26 months, you have almost your number of session visits and almost twice, for 1.5 times. You have again your number of domain visited again significantly more. You have web pages per person per month. Wasn't available that time, but 1001. The number of pages per person per month, and page views for each session. You can see all of this. The page views for each session, it was more in 2002 April, averagely, but 2004 became less. So maybe it shows that people they know what are the websites that they are interested in, and then they're spending more time in each website rather than going to different sessions and so on. PC time spent per month, again 24 hours almost. Time spent per 24 hours, as you can see. Time spent online for the month, it was 10 hours. It was not available on 2004. And time spent per session, as well as duration of page views. They're all the information is there, and the majority of them we have increment just in 26 months. Energy and stocking costs. Let's see how these two are going to influence your internet usage. It takes effort to log on and check emails, especially for dial-up users. when you see, this is the old version of internet usage, and it was one of the most time consuming one. The special sound when you were listening to the dial-up connection was there. Nowadays we don't have that at all. Still, there are countries in the world that dial-up connections are common. I can ask even whether still in Afghanistan you have the same thing going on. Please share it. If there's still system in Afghanistan is dial-up, please let me know. Or if there is a new system, you can share it with us. Is there anybody in the class who's going to talk about that? Mr. Nasir Ahmad, Mr. Nuristani, Ms. Nadia, Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Muhammad Harun Rahim, and Mr. Sahab. Anybody who's going to talk about what is happening in terms of internet tribe in Afghanistan now? I just want to discuss it now in the class, how it's working nowadays. Anybody in the class? You can write it in the chat box as well. I was asking, let me know what exactly is the type of internet usage, internet system that you have. Is it still dial-up or it changed to new systems in Afghanistan? Can listen to you if you want to talk about that. Oh, 3G, dial-up and DSL and 3G. So there is no more dial-up in Afghanistan? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. If there is anybody else who's going to talk about, Ms. Nadia said no as well. Dare you. Miss Lida Akbar said dare you. What do you mean by dare you? Please explain. Mr. Asadullah Ahmed, Afcom Telecom is still using dial-up. There wasn't any dial-up from the beginning. Oh, you mean the Afghanistan never went through dial-up system. They started with DSL and 3G. Okay. It means like you passed the, most probably the time that internet became popular in Afghanistan, so dial-up was already out. So that is because maybe the starting point in Afghanistan wasn't that much old. So that can be the reason. I'm in Afghan. Okay. Okay, okay. Thank you, Ms. Lida Akbari and other students. Okay, so what is really can be seen here is most of the students are saying that in Afghanistan there was no dial-up. Okay, dial-up was the one of those beginning generations, and it was really time consuming. Whenever you want to go through dial-up, it would take like forever for you to basically to connect, and then there was a weird sound as I explained for you, and all of those things were making kind of that type of internet connection very different from what nowadays is happening. And so let's go further and see what are other information that we have here, and we can discuss it. So is there any questions so far? So consumers apply, yeah, let's see. About marketing, we have some webs like there is a network for use or to get in touch but it is used for social reasons, and some other for finding job like ACBAR, a good job, or Karyabi websites. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes, definitely. This is another use of for trade purposes. We still don't have many websites. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ubaidullah, about Afghanistan. After this, I'm going to give some time to some of the students to talk about what is really happening in Afghanistan more. Maybe Mr. Ubaidullah, you can be one of those who's explaining. Doesn't matter, just let me focus on this. After finalizing this, I will come back to the class. I will ask some students to talk about Afghanistan more. And I'm interested to see those that they didn't talk so far and then they were attending class, as well as those that they're all the time participating, to hear their voices and see what they have to share. Um, Consumers apply psychic resources to understand information or when facing technical problems. So definitely psychological patterns are going to be important. What you think, what you feel, what you interpret, what you perceive from different things online can definitely impact how you're using internet and so on. Shopping carts, abandonments, and failed online purchases have numerous causes. Technical reasons, the consumer may be window shopping, comparing several carts at once. So you can see as you go window shopping normally in offline situation, like you go to just a plaza or a shopping mall or a department store and do not do something and it's kind of entertainment for you walking around seeing different products and so on without purchasing anything, it can happen online as well. So this is one of the reasons why sometimes shopping carts are all of those trolley that you have, but they're online. When you chose some certain things and then you don't end up finalizing payment and so on, simply because you're not sure whether your decision is right or wrong, or still you have some doubts about the security or anything else. So technical reasons as well as the simple reason of window shopping can be the same reason why this online purchase and so on cannot be finalized. So exchange outcomes, the final type that we're going to talk is there are four basic things that people do online. Whether you connect to simply find your friends, to chat with your friends, talk to friends, have your conferences, having your even your work online, having some sharing ideas and so on with your colleagues, other excellencies, other elites and so on and so on. The other one will be enjoyment, any entertainment online that has the playfulness, adjective, simply by having online casinos, online games, online movies, online entertainment, any type of entertainment that can be done over the internet can be another reason why you go and have that internet and learn education, what is really happening now here, which is the main purpose is creating a class, having the discussion, somebody come, discuss about the topic, and then regardless of where the students are living, they can still connect and they can have that chat and they can be participative in an issue that the whole initiator of the issue is not even in that location that they are. The learning, online education, e-learning, and all of those things can be another aspects of why people do online things. And trade. As you can see, we just have Mr. Ubaidullah explaining about Afghanistan, saying that there are lots of websites helping you to connect, to have chat, and so on, as well as helping you to find jobs and so on. But still trade and doing it online is not really common in Afghanistan. Not just in Afghanistan, there are lots of other countries. First three, which is connection, enjoyment, and learnings, are much more common than trade. But now this trade is keep basically coming up, and trying to be more common all around the world. We have different, definitely trade rate in different countries, how developed and how sophisticated infrastructure of internet and maturity level of the customers are online in different countries definitely impact that. The countries that they just started usage of internet or they are not that much mature in using that, I think trade cannot happen, because in trade you see one of the main characteristics is just having a highly secure environment that you can trust 100%, and act as one of the basically contributors. On the other side, again, people are more into and enjoy to do trade in offline manner, simply shopping and so on. It still is much more common to go to the, for example, to the real shop, feel the material, or using any services. Again, going to the place and using that. And offline is not gonna still be a good solution for some people. But for, as I told you, based on maturity level, some people already solve this problem. Each is right with marketing opportunity. We can now simply see the higher the number of things that you can do online, the higher the opportunities of marketing are. You can see for these connections that you have over the internet, all of these online websites, they give you the chance of using free chat and so on. All different advertising opportunities are there for different companies, and those service providers can simply employ this opportunity and get lots of benefit out of that. Enjoyment, entertainment website, as well as like cyber gambling and all of those things, online casino, and so also again another aspects like online website, game website, and all those things. Even sometimes in educational website, when you go and find some educational videos, you can see some advertising opportunities, marketing opportunities, and so on. Definitely trade is also going to be another aspect. So simply by talking all of these about all of these exchange outcomes, we already wrapped up our discussion today, so we know what's going on. But then today I'm not going to stop it here, as well as we have a little time. I'm going to ask you to give chances to maybe some students to discuss about what's going on in Afghanistan in detail. As Mr. Ubaidullah was writing here some of his opinion and what he observed in Afghanistan so far. But then we do have other students, so we can have this in volunteer base. Please just raise your hand right beside your thing, then I can simply choose you or give you the chance. If you don't have any volunteer, then I choose by myself. So any volunteer? So let me ask for myself. Nisnadia, what do you think? Mr. Asif Balizadeh, he said that he is, okay, first let's talk about Mr. Balizadeh. Okay. Mr. Asif, would you like to share what you think about Afghanistan, what's happening nowadays? Mr. Asif? I think Mr. Asif is not interested to talk. And we usually have people like Mr. Sahab, Mr. Nuristani, that they're all the time ready to talk. I want to have more participating people. I'm sure there are more people to talk as well. Mr. Samir Jam, Mr. Riaz, Mr. Ubaidullah. Yeah, Mr. Ubaidullah, I'm going to give, sorry, Mr. Ubaidullah, you didn't see that. Mr. Ubaidullah, yeah, here is yours. Yeah, please talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Ubaidullah, clear.
Okay. Thanks for giving me a chance to say something. I just want to share with my classmates that in Afghanistan, as they know, that we have still we have some social websites. As we have, there is a website in Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan. There is a website which is a social website that aims to connect the youth, the young from different provinces. So they send their messages to that website, and the website send the message back to the people who are giving the message, like maybe classmates, maybe friends, connect through this website. socially. The second thing, in Afghanistan, we still have a few websites which are just for finding jobs or for finding jobs to the people who are jobless, who are graduated from school or who are graduated from the university, so they can find their suitable vacancies in those websites. Like Karyabi.com, Afghan Jobs, Akbar.org. In these websites, the people who are jobless, they can find the best vacancies according to their qualification they have.
Okay, very
trading websites, as one of my classmates gave one example about KabulMotors.com. So we have very few, maybe we have, which is none, which we can consider it as none. We have few websites, very few websites about trading inside Afghanistan. The main reason is that about internet users, we still don't have many users, and the main reason of not having many users of internet is the high cost of the internet for the customers, because still we have the competition between the people, between the companies of internet facilitators or the internet providers like MTN, Etisalat, and some other wireless companies which we have in Afghanistan. They provide internet to the people, but still it is much expensive to the people, and they have just 3G and dial-up and 5G, so they are still they are having competition in providing internet to the people. So thanks a lot for giving me a chance. This was just which
Thank you so much.
This right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ubaidullah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Thank you for sharing that and explaining what is happening in Afghanistan. So, is there any other student who is interested to talk about this? We would be happy to have them the discussion. Please, like Mr. Ubaidullah, just raise your hand. I can just bring it up and down and then see. If not, then I will choose two, maybe students by myself. Maybe first, Miss. Those that they never talk. Maybe Miss Lida Akbari. Would you like to talk about this, Miss Lida? What is happening in Afghanistan and so on?
No, sir.
Miss Lida, you're not interested. You're not ready to talk, and no problem. We can give it a chance to another person. No problem. Mr. Mahfouz Aryan, would you like to talk? Mr. Mahfouz? Okay, Ria. Who's Ria? Mr. Ubaidullah said Ria. Okay. Mr. Mahfouz, unfortunately, Mr. Mahfouz, we couldn't hear him. Mr. Ubaidullah said Ria. Okay, Mr. Ria, would you like to talk? Riyaz, sorry. Yes, Mr. Riyaz, please. You can talk, but I don't know whether you can hear us or not. Mr. Riyaz? Unfortunately, even if you're talking, I cannot hear anything. Sorry, sir, I can't. Okay, no problem, Mr. Mahfouz. Other students, like Mr. Nuristani, do you have anything to say today?
No, sir.
Yeah, good that you're all the time ready to answer. It's good about you. I really like the fact that no matter how fast I basically surprise you, still you can talk. Some of the students, they don't. But no problem, Mr. Hussein. Thank you so much.
Sir, can you listen to me, sir? Hello?
Who's this? Hello, yeah, who's this? Mr. Riyaz. Now I could hear you, Mr. Riyaz.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes, please talk, Mr. Riyaz.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. I will talk about the learn part, how people learn from the internet in Afghanistan. So, as you know better that Afghanistan is now, there is not too much like everywhere. We don't have like where we have the for people public places, the books where people study and they get knowledge. So the only way the people can get knowledge is using internet. So as I was in Indian, so by chance I went to a place where I put a new tower for the coverage for the people. So the people were very happy that you are giving us the coverage of mobile, and we will now we will be able to use the internet, and we will search for the information. Like there were some students who were studying in school, and they were very happy, and they told me that we don't have like books, updated books or everything, so we can use for our exams or for our study. So it will be better if we use the internet of the mobile and we search through the internet, so we will get some more information. So so that was a very I was lucky. So I met with the people in my country in a place. It was in Samangan, the province. So
very nice,
very
nice, Mr. Riyaz.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so
sir.
much for sharing it. Thank you, Mr. Riyaz.
Yeah,
That is how Mr. Riyaz was contributing to the community and help some people to get access. Thank you so much, Mr. Riyaz. Other students like Mr. Najib Shakur, or others, if they are interested, we will be happy to have. Okay, Mr. Rahim Zormati. Yes, Mr. Zormati. Mr. Zormati.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Rahim. I can hear you.
Good evening to everybody. As my classmate says that this system is new in Afghanistan, people need to be educated. They need to be familiar with how to buy, how to sell, and also they would like to buy something. They can feel attached, and there's lack of trust. I mean, also the need for credit cards. They need to have this credit card, and most of the people, they don't have it. This problem that we don't use too much internet online trade. I mean, okay, thank you.
So you mean, Mrs. Romati, you mean you cannot have credit card in Afghanistan?
We can, but most of the people, they don't have it, and we don't use it. If somebody have it, they don't use it. We are not familiar with buying and selling things online, and not that much facilities for buying or selling things.
How about normal offline? When you go to normal shop, you don't usually use your credit card. I mean, you as like typical Afghan citizen.
No, that system is just new. They started to have that machines for using the credit cards. We, for example, we have ATMs. We take money, we cash money. After that, we buy or sell on cash, not using our cards.
Okay, understand. So you are saying that even in offline situation, still credit cards are not that much popular. So when it comes to internet, it's even less than that. Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything else, Mr. Zormati, that you want to talk about that, Mr. Mohammed Rahim?
No, thanks, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your opinion and your idea and then your comment. Thank you so much. The rest of the class, is there anybody else like these gentlemen who talked so far? They want to talk. Mr. Sahab, today you were quite... Mr. Sahab, where is Mr. Sahab? I had him in the class. Is he still in the class? Mr. Sahab? Yes. Mr. Saab, what would you think? Yes, please. Hi, Mr. Saab. What do you think?
Thank you, sir. I would just like to elaborate on the aforementioned thing said by one of our colleagues on the usage of the internet for learning.
Okay.
This is quite proper and right that we don't have too much access to the whether private or public libraries for learning and study. And today, most people have access. I mean, the people who are learning or studying, they have larger access to the internet sources, and they can find the materials easily, and they can download, and they can support each other by sharing the good links where they can find very good materials. This is one of the positive aspects of the online learning for the people, especially for the youth and for the new generation. But on the other hand, it has negatively affected the business of the bookstores or the bookstores. Today, less people refer to the bookstores to buy books because in the past they used to go to the bookstores to buy books, but today they can easily find it on the internet. If people who have access to credit cards, they can do online shopping. And this is one of the changes happening through the access to the internet by the new generation.
Okay, you mean in terms of usage of the online material, and then an offline material is going to be kind of neglected simply because it's more convenient to go online. Okay.
Yes. For the trade side, unfortunately, most people who have money, they are rich and they are the investors, they are not well equipped with the modern knowledge. It means that most of those people who are making the decisions on the private sectors, they are illiterate people, unfortunately.
Okay.
And still, the system of the trade is not well modernized. Still, paperwork is applicable. Is in place in the private sector for their routine tasks. Just the private companies where their sons or their new generation, they are going to universities, they just started to build up some relationships with the companies abroad, and it is very, very rare, but just started that some sort of online business is being done through some of the private companies. I'm talking about Mazar. I don't know much about Kabul. So this is another change on the business arena that people just started using internet for the trade. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Saha, which city you're from? I couldn't kind of get it. What was that? Which city you're from?
Mazar Sharif.
Mazar Sharif. Okay, yeah.
Mazar
so you're
Sharif,
saying that you know the information of Mazar Sharif, not Kabul. So
I'm not much expert on Kabul information.
Okay.
But I can talk about Mazar Sharif.
So I have one question. What is the role of government actually? Does government encourage people? First of all, this is my first question. And second question is, do government apply any restrictions on using internet websites? For example, do you have any filtering by government? Like your government does any filtering on websites? Like is there any website that you cannot access simply because your government doesn't want you to access? Or any political or any other concerns?
With regards to what is the role of the government, I'm not much updated if there is any new regulations or law to encourage the citizens, especially the private sector. But as far as I know, this is not only the fault of the government, also the private sectors themselves are not so willing for a kind of online business. And most businesses are not transparent in Afghanistan, and that could be one of the reasons why the private sector is not willing to continue to go on the online business, because they don't want to give the details of their business or the information of their business to be public or to be shared with the government or to be controlled even by the government. There, I think there is no restriction in general by the Afghan government except for the illegal websites, like against our religion or against our social ethics. I think there is no any restrictions. There's no restrictions. Sometimes because of the political reasons, there could be interim restrictions on the YouTube. Yes. And here we shouldn't, as an Afghan, I don't want to blame the government for not facilitating accessibility of internet to the private sector for the trade and business. I think that could be the reason that the private sectors themselves, they have just some sort of websites where you cannot find details of the business, how they do the business. And if you want to have a kind of access to their financial reports and that sort of information, that is totally impossible.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Saab. Thank you. As usual, it was good, and I like your comments. So let's go to Mr. Asif Alizadeh. Let's see what Mr. Asif has to say. Yes, Mr. Asif, we're all ears to hear what you're going to share with us. Mr. Asif?
Can you hear me, sir?
Perfectly, yes, perfectly clearly. I can hear you.
Good. First of all, I would like to say my greetings to all my classmates and to Your Excellency. After that, I would like to share my opinions and thoughts regarding internet usage in Afghanistan. You know, since last decade, Afghanistan has progressed a lot in usage of internet, especially in social sector and political sector and provision of jobs and health and trade. I'm witness of, for example, in social sector, many youths are using Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, many other
social networks.
And social networks, yeah. As well as in trade. Nowadays in Afghanistan, many firms, they are using emails even to China, to Malaysia, to Europe. And now they are equipped with IT system, even our private sector. That's a really good progress in Afghanistan. In terms of health, our many doctors they refer to the libraries, to the best practices, lessons learned around the world from many cases, which is I'm witness of such issues. On the other hand, most of the students right now in Afghanistan, they refer to many libraries and for researches, for more enriching their studies and their lessons. Yeah. On the other hand, there are many, as our classmates indicated, that there are many websites very useful, like Akbar, like they are mainly providing job opportunities for students, information on job opportunities, which are very useful for youths. Now, I think a new generation, most of the youths, they are using internet at their own houses right now, which is very beneficial for them and for the development of the country. I think that I'm confident. Most of my classmates agree with me. We have made significant progress in this context to this end, which is very, very valuable or invaluable progress for Afghanistan. And you know, sometimes there are some restriction on some sites, which is against our cultural issues and on respect and religious issues. And I think this is dependent on our values. And especially I'm very happy with the progress made, especially in internet usage and in studies, in researches. For example, if someone and most of our engineers, they refer to the internet and gets updated information regarding how to structure a new bridge, new construction, buildings, new materials even, which is very invaluable for us. I think based on limited time, it was something brief from my side, dear teacher.
Oh, perfect, perfect, Mr. Asif. Mr. Asif, I'm going to ask you one more question. Do you think, as you just said, in last 10 years, one decade or last decade, after Taliban, was removed and the new government came out and so on, Afghanistan has a significant improvement, and you can see it can be seen from even external observing point of view. But do you think, as 2015 is the time that most probably is the final deadline, if I don't make a mistake, correct me if I'm wrong, that Obama said that all of the NATO as well as American troops are going to leave for sure Afghanistan. Do you think still Afghanistan can still stick to what they've done so far, and there will be no problem in that sense? I would welcome any other comments on that. Technology-based improvement and so on, is it going to still keep going in a way that it was going for last 10 years, or there will be a possible interruption for that?
Yeah, I think that international community invested on Afghanistan a lot, especially in democracy issues and freedom, and they somehow partially we got new modern technology in our systems, especially in government systems. Now most of the government systems are computerized systems, and even they are linked with the international community. So from my point of view, this is my personal opinion, that we would face with some challenges, not big challenges, and we are very hopeful for the development of Afghanistan. We trust on our armies and on our systems. Anyway, there are many problems existed in our systems, I mean in governmental systems, but as I'm not politicians, but I am very hopeful to be everything would be fine with us, and we pray for God, and our youths, we try to be very optimistic for the future, and I hope that we should improve more and more.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Asif. I hope the same thing is going to happen. We have we still have Mr. Asif. Is there anything else that you want to talk about the same issues? If not, we can give the chance to another student. Mr. Asif?
Thank you very much. Nothing from my side. Just I wish you and all my classmates all the best. Good luck for all.
Thank you so much. Same here. Thank you so much, Mr. Asif. Let's go to Mr. Nuristani. But before going to Mr. Nuristani, I still see Mr. Asif has the Mr. Sahab is okay. Mr. Sahab is already okay. So Mr. Nuristani, yes. What will be your comment, Mr. Nuristani?
Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to pay my gratitude to you and my dear class fellows. Sir, as our class fellows have explained the usage of the internet very in detail, I just want to add a few points from my side, sir. Since Mr. Asif Ali Zara has mentioned that from 10 years onwards, people have Afghanistan has developed in terms of internet a lot, and a lot of country, a lot of investment has also have been done in the internet sector as well, because this is an industry that needs to be exploited in Afghanistan. I think, if I'm not wrong, sir, more than 12 more than 12 companies are already providing ISP service all around Afghanistan, sir. it is either digitalizer or we have national internet provider like Afghan Telecom, sir, and government, not to say, and a lot of investment has been done in the multinational companies, sir, like NGOs, sir, foreign troops, NATO, sir. They use a lot of internet in their bases. And as regarding your question, sir, since about investing in Afghanistan in 2015, sir, we know that Afghanistan is having an election next year, and due to this, one of the factors that all business people must consider is the political factor. Political factor do have implication on the investment and the investments. So till we don't know the outcome of the outcome of the election, till that people and international investors will pull out their investment, because if the election goes, if election is not going in the right path, so maybe people will pull out their investment, and Afghanistan will face difficulty in the economics. As other, if you see as the bright side of this thing, those people who want to take risk, these years, 2014 and 2015, may be the year that they exploit the Afghan market, because people will pull out their investment, and there are a lot of chances for other investors to invest in Afghanistan due to uncertainty. And maybe they can exploit the Afghan market in a very better manner, and in order to capture the market share a lot. Those 2 years are very crucial, and these were some points that I had in my mind, sir, and my friends as already discussed the usage and how people are using the internet in their daily life, in their work area. So thank you very much, sir. If you
thank you so much. Sir, thank you so much. So I just sum up what you just said. Thank you so much, Mr. Nuristani, as usual. You had very good comments. What you were trying to say is, like, political factor is a significant, important factor on anything that may happen in next 2 years in your country. And then you're saying that there is a huge threat, but in that threat there is also another opportunity for other investors to exploit more in any chances that can come up or raise in Afghanistan, simply because there is a simple Chinese slogan saying, any threat there is an opportunity. So that is right, but as you said, what happened to Afghanistan in the last 10 years and all of the improvement in world side, and then how consistent and persistent this is going to go in future is on the other side. Hopefully we all pray, as we just had it with that it's going to happen again, and then Afghanistan is going to see a significant bright future without any fluctuation which is going to cause this country to have any negative consequences. So it was a very nice discussion today. I think we had lots of students discussing, sharing their opinion and knowledge about some experiences, as well as their comments about different issues and different topics that we were discussing. I found it very productive. I hope that we can have more discussion like this in other sessions of the class. I hope that you enjoyed it and you find it. Yeah, Mr. Najib Pur. Mr. Najib Shakur. Yeah, we do. Definitely we can give you this chance. Mr. Najib Shakur, let me just find your name. Sorry, I saw your name before, but unfortunately other students. So, okay, Mr. Najib Shakur, class is yours. We're going to have you as like the final opinion share.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mr. Najib Shakur.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Perfectly,
sir?
Perfectly, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for giving me the chance to talk about this topic. As my dear fellows discussed before about the usage of internet in Afghanistan and the recent development that we have in the IT sector, it is obvious for everybody that we can say that at the beginning of the internet gate in Afghanistan, it was very rare that the people can use internet. But today, internet is something usual for everybody, and most people can have internet on their telephone that most of the mobile companies provide internet for their users. The positive consequences that the internet has in Afghanistan or had for the last decade is obvious. In different sectors, we can see that from the social to political to economical, the people can interact easily right now through internet with the outside world. And it's on the economic sector and also in the business sector, it also has its good impact. The people can right now, most of, or we can say some of the people are familiar with the online shopping. Right now, they can use their MasterCards to buy things from outside. But still, Afghanistan needs to work on the development of technology in the we can say in the transitional decade, which will start next year by the fallout of the international forces from Afghanistan. Afghanistan will take the responsibility to stand on its own feet in different sectors, and mainly in the economical sector and also in the technological sector. As we can see that right now there is we can say there is a hope for the coming decade that Afghanistan, inshallah, will face with good consequences, and the people will work for the betterment of the future of this country. By that, we can see most of the traders and most of the investors right now, they're ready to invest in the different sectors, usually in agriculture. That's Afghanistan is one of the agriculture countries, and also on the mines and the minerals that we have in the country. There is a window of hope for the future, and as we see right now, the governmental sector and the public sector also day by day they converted their system to the new technology, and we hope that in the next decade, Afghanistan and mainly the public sector will have the e-government system, which the loss of the bureaucratic papers that right now we have will be cut down, and the people will not need to spend much of or more of their time to process a single document. So there is a hope for the future, and I think the internet is day by day people know the value of internet, and day by day the people know how to use internet for the development of their life in different sectors, and mainly in the business sector. So we need to educate the people, and we need to just give awareness to the people how internet can be used for the positive purposes, and how the internet can bring changes in the old and the traditional system of the business in Afghanistan. Thank you so much, the lecturer.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shakur and Najib Shakur. It was great listening to you for first time. You have very good ideas and so on. Thanks. I would definitely encourage. I will encourage again in future in other basically topics that we have. The more discussions from student side. It was really nice to have all of you, all of these participants. That they have very great discussions, and they add actually value to our class today. I really appreciate your contribution. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Just at the end, I want to add this, as well as we have almost everybody in the class now. One more time, that week 8 is your due date for your assignment. Please submit your assignment to your group leader in the same day, on the same day that you have the class with me, which means if you have Monday class with me, for example, leadership, you will do the same thing on Monday, week 8. And if you have Tuesday like today, you will do it on the same day, through group leader on Tuesday. Please do not postpone it up to the end of week 8. When I say week 8, it doesn't mean by the end of week 8. It was something that I wanted to just add. Thank you everybody for week 8. Ms. Najib Shakur is week 8. If you're group leader, you can send it to me. If not, you have to ask it to send it to group leader. Thanks all. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know that iftar time is going to be anytime soon in Afghanistan, so let's call it a day. I wish that the God is going to accept all of your prayers and have a great iftar. See you all. Thanks and bye.